Hello and welcome to a new episode of our crypto trading crash course. On this episode, we want to talk about news, and I want to show you how you can filter news events to determine if those news events are important for the position you are currently trading on the market. In order to prepare for a week of trading, it's always a good idea to get a general overview of, for example, economic news coming out that might affect your trading and your positioning. If news are released and news are unexpectedly bad or good, we are always seeing a lot of volatility on the market. So our first task here really is to filter out the news that might be important for us. As you can see, I'm using a website here called dailyfx.com, the economic calendar of that website, to get a broad overview of the news we are expecting in the next 7 days. And as you can see, if I scroll through here, you see a lot of news from different countries coming out. Now, these are all economic news. If you, for example, are trading stocks, of course, on top of that, you would also need to look out for news on the stock you might be trading. But for now, let's focus here on economic news because those are already enough. As you can see, the news events are by the side always tagged in categories, and these categories are low, medium, and high. Now, what does that mean? A low tag or a medium tag probably will not have much impact on the asset prices, so probably not going to move asset prices up or down by a large margin. However, high impact news are really known and feared by market participants that they can have a huge impact on how a price for the asset you are trading is going to perform after the release of that news. So the first thing we want to do maybe is we want to filter out low and medium impact news, and we can do this by going to this drop down menu and taking off the tag here of medium and low news. So as you can see now, we are only left with high impact news for the next 7 days. And you can still see, of course, those are a lot of news coming out. So the next thing we can do here is we can select countries of importance for us. Now, a good tip here is if you are specializing in trading cryptocurrencies, to maybe just select the United States, for example. So I'm going to take off all the tags here from other countries. I want to keep maybe the Euro area, but I'm not so interested in the individual countries. And I'm going to do the same here for other areas of this world that might not be so important for my trading. So this leaves us with a much smaller list of the important news events that are to expect. And you can see here, I'm recording this video on the 26th of October. For example, I can see now, tomorrow there's going to be an important news event called ECB interest rate decision. So the ECB is going to decide on how much they want to raise the interest rates or if they want to keep it stable. What you can also see here is how was the previous release. So previously the release was 1.25% and a forecast. So the market is expecting the ECB in this scenario to raise the interest rates to 2% from 1.25%. Once a news event is released, there's an extra column here on the left added how the actual release of that news event was. A lot of the action we are then going to see on the market is depending on, was the forecast met, or was it better than the forecast, or slower than the forecast. If you don't know what a news event is all about, for example, this one here, Durable Goods Orders MOM, you can click on the news event and you will get a summary of what this news event is about and what markets it's probably going to influence. As a general rule of thumb, you should activate those areas of the world where you are trading in. So for example, if you are trading the Australian dollar against the US dollar, you should go here to regions and then Also, for example, activate Australia here, so you get an overview and you don't miss important news for Australia. Here, for example, is one also, the Australian Central Bank also making an interest rate decision. When I personally prepare for a week of trading, this is always one of the first things I do every Monday morning or Sunday evening, to look what the week ahead is going to bring in terms of news releases, because I, in my short-term positioning, do not want to be caught up in a news release that is going to lead to huge volatility. I hope this first small introduction to news events and how to filter them for the important ones is helping you in trading safer out there. Remember to always use a stop loss also, and see you on the next episode.